Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. This is Otaku Showboat. Today is Thursday, September 5th, 2019. If you're watching the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you're so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/Otaku Showboat to leave a follow and turn on notifications to be reminded when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to approximately 1 p.m. US Eastern Time. You can follow me on Twitter at Otaku Showboat and visit my website at otakushowboat.com. Today's question of the day is, why do you play video games? Ooh, broad. We're broad today. Big broad question. Why do you play video games? I play video games to relax. And my definition of relax is reducing my heart rate. So I don't tend to play games that increase your heart rate to any significant degree. So therefore, I don't play shooters. I definitely don't play horror. I play some action-y titles, but overall, I play more thinking games rather than games based off of skill, shall we say, or the ability to push buttons or move the control sticks in specific ways that are better than others. So, yeah, that's the type of thing that I play. Also, not so much real-time strategy either, because time constraint that gets your heart pumping. I don't really do the competitive thing like at all, especially not anymore. It's not for lack of playing competitively. It's just I don't prefer that. I don't see that as like the reason why I play video games. I play video games for relaxation purposes. So let me know in the comments, why do you play video games today? And there will be a semi related question tomorrow. Before we move on today, there is several things to discuss. First up, this. So overnight, thank you very much, JMad382. Not really overnight, but yesterday, I got $20, $20 donation saying, awesome job on the stream. Thanks for the info, for the various responses we've been chatting on YouTube. Trying to follow along as best he can, even with the odds, well, ors being off. So JMad is watching the stream from the beginning and is following along on a personal save. The ors are a little bit off because the various updates since when I first began this playthrough and now have changed the ore generation. Pyanodon has changed some aspects of some ore generation in that period of time, and I think RSO has had some modifications as well. So they're not exactly the same ore spawns, but it should, generally speaking, be the same map. JMad was also like the reason why I now have the map seed posted on all of the VODs. In the description of all of the VODs, I have a link to a paste bin that has that code. Though, obviously, if you do start a game, even with all of the mods, because of updates, unless you're using the exact same versions of every single mod that I was using at the time when I started this save, chances are it's not going to be exact on the ore generation, but it should be good enough. Also, good luck, JMad, if you follow along with the series, because I do make some silly decisions and errors that I probably wouldn't have made now that I know of alternative, better ways to do things. I was as I was playing this playthrough early on, I was also learning Pyanodons in the process. So you get to watch me as I learn how to do Pyanodons along this process. So yes, thank you so very much. $20. That is the third ever donation / tip. It's technically a tip. Third tip to the cause, shall we say, and definitely the highest ever so far. The other two were €1 and €1.25. Those were 4 months ago and 3 months ago, respectively. So yes, thank you very much. That actually was immediately useful because just today I had an unexpected $20, $19.99 get pulled from my YouTube account to not my YouTube, my PayPal account to cover the cost of my Google One subscription, which is of course Google Drive. They call it Google One now for some time, or backup and sync or whatever. I don't know why they changed it from Google Drive, but anyway, I paid for their access to have a 100 gigabyte cloud drive, and it's $20 a year. And I was not expecting that to happen today, but it happened today. So thank you for that. My finances are incredibly tight at the moment, because the middle of September is also quarterly tax time. Yeah, that's not fun. So I need to make sure that I have the money for that and the money for all my other normal expenses, plus all the normal expenses that will immediately follow. Yeah, stress, lots of stress, especially when my freelance transcription work had, for many weeks prior to Labor Day, been incredibly slow. But now that we're past Labor Day, it's picked up a bit, and I hope that continues and I can start earning what I should have been earning this entire time through that, because otherwise there's going to be problems. So, on top of all that, I have now seen the impacts of the release of the iron ore tutorial, the Pyanodon's iron ore processing chain overview tutorial. And it's been great. It's been great. Like, really, really, it's been great. 30 views in 24 hours is significantly more than the average of 4 to 8 across the entire channel over 8 years. Anyway, that's what YouTube says, is that the trend for my videos is 4 to 8 in the first 24 hours. So 30 is fantastic. It's already up to like 46 or something like that on that iron tutorial. And yeah, so iron 20 minutes long. The next one's 50, and that's for copper. So I've been very happy about that, and the feedback on that has been fantastic. And in fact, it's already been suggested to do some other early game focused tutorials, like really early game focused tutorials, burner phase, walkthrough type stuff, how to get to red science. Now I'd already planned to do the how to get to red science, and then also like a general Pyanodons mod overview with useful side mods and like a general what gets used for what type thing, like what early game plates are needed for useful things, like how to kickstart the production of some buildings. Things like, well, you need aluminium for duralumin, that type of thing. You need aluminium for duralumin for jaw crushers, type of thing. Which, yeah, I can see that. They would be relatively short videos, I think, overall. So, the next one after Copper. Copper goes live today with its companion blog post. Quartz gets recorded next. That is the plan for tomorrow. So long as Dorian doesn't knock out my power. We're gonna have tropical storm conditions in this area tomorrow. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. If the power goes out, then I won't be able to earn any money transcribing later in the day, and I won't be able to record the course tutorial. That will be awful. It'll just push things back a little bit, ultimately. But anyway, so quartz I planned being next because glass is like, necessary for completing red science, for even getting any non-zero amounts of red science in the early game. So it will be useful to talk about quartz first before I do any major video on the early game, because I can say, hey, I can refer back to the quartz tutorial for that, maybe. So those were ideas that I will be inserting next. A sort of a burner phase overview slash walkthrough, whatever tutorial, a general mod overview and useful side mod tutorial with like a what plate tends to get used for what type of deal. Early game plate gets used for what, giving you the reasons why and when you should be thinking about setting up your aluminium, chromium, lead, tin, titanium, that sort of stuff. And then the general red science video, which will cover how to go through and start automating red science, rather than just this is what you need for red science. No, it's going to be like, okay, well, in the early game, you're going to have to do all of these other things before you can make the buildings that you'll then need to build to start automating your red science. So it'll be more of like how to get through the whole early game to get to the point of automating red science for that specific tutorial. So with that, let us actually load into the game and switch over to game with webcam. So I left off doing crazy things from the last time we met. Incredibly crazy things. I had the idea that I was going to do stone wool at scale, and that I was going to do stone wool at scale through the power of soil extraction. Oh, joy. This is, yeah. Speaking of quartz and glass, yeah, you bet that I'm gonna be mentioning this process at the end of that tutorial. It's like, oh yeah, so you know how I talked about this whole quartz chain? Well, as it turns out, you don't even need to do the first step of the quartz chain if you do this specific process. And I need to, yeah, load again to sync the stuff. You are WikiCliff on YouTube for the tutorials. Yeah. Alright, yeah. I think I've seen that name. Oh, you just did the suggestions I was talking about, that comment that I just replied to, right? Like, I know that name. Yeah. Yeah, so immediately following Copper, I had already planned to do Quartz, but everything that you listed is either already in the works or has now been added. So definitely thanks for those ideas. I was thinking about that in general, but hadn't gotten to really planning it out yet. I guess my weekend will be busy with planning all of this out. So, yeah, last time. Yeah, last time I set up, or I planned what I needed to set up the stone wool for this. I did some logistics work, finishing up dealing with the saline water, getting all of this going, capable of moving, as well as processing / being able to kill wastewater produced out of these. Gosh, there really should be like, I really want like one more level of zoom here because we're getting to that scale, that level of scale where it will be required. I also changed my overall setup on my 2x2s. That's right, and I need to actually go out here to manually place things. So I changed my blueprints last time for my grid to put the roboports in the middle rather than on the corners, because having them on the corners meant that I ran into an issue where the roboports, when placed, can't reach the far side power poles. They're literally one-ish tile too far so that this roboport can't get power for them to place the big pole there. So I had to fix that. And I did do that. It was a pretty easy solution. I am getting a lot more mushroom farms, in case it wasn't obvious. And I'm setting up a lot more soil extraction. And I believe today I have to design... So I placed enough soil for what I need for this stone wool process. The next step is to process it into sand. And then I need to get the clarifiers set up to clarify the sand, as well as set up areas of voiding the excess of what I don't need. Well, the idea is that I have my 2x2 squares for mushrooms, and I have a 1x1 square for Relesia, so I can place them wherever I want, rather than have to devote any specific spot to them only. It's modular in that way. No need to devote, like, a whole great big area just to mushrooms. I mean, I've already sort of devoted all of this space into mushrooms. Like, all of this is mushrooms, and now all of this is mushrooms as well. I needed a few mushrooms, folks. I needed just a few. For each square is 164? 168. You know, just a few mushrooms in each 2x2. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then 12-ish, 13 total, I think, 2x2s. Equivalent. Yeah. Times 168. It's a few. That is for certain. Okay. Oh, why did I... Don't know why I'm requesting tar processing units anymore. Why did I need tar processing units? Creosote. That's right. I needed to also think about setting up creosote. I don't need this pipeline here. All the beautiful robots doing their business, getting all of the stuff out. Fortunately, mushroom farms are fairly cheap. The falgi plantations are relatively cheap. Oh, right, and I can totally copy this whole thing, these three, and have another 60 per second of urea at any time I so desire. Yeah, you know, modular stuff is modular, and it works fantastically. So my mushrooms are being made right in here. Currently there's 5 sitting to be produced. Looks like they are bottlenecked only by iron. I am okay with that, actually. I am okay with that. There's a lot of iron bottlenecks right now, but we are about to solve that problem. Like, actually, so long as we do everything right today, that problem will be solved. Oh, and I wanted to mention about iron oxide. So we're gonna... the solution will be solved via iron oxide as a byproduct, in all actuality. The thing about iron oxide is that, as it turns out, apparently this is better than making iron slime out of iron oxide, and I can see why that would be the case. 140 oxide per 50 slime, and then slime goes into unslimed iron. So 280 oxide per unslimed is a lot. Yeah. However, there is an argument that unslimed slash further processing leads to molten that can be used for more than just iron plates. So there is that. It may be more efficient to make plates directly through the hot air processing of iron oxide, but by going the route of the slime, you are able to then make molten iron, which is able to be made into molten steel, and molten stainless steel, and molten super stainless steel. So, I guess really it's just how worse is it here would be the thing. I think ultimately the response would be to do iron plates and reduce the demand on your molten iron from your iron ore. But you're probably still going to want to have iron ore to use to make your molten steel and super steel and stainless steel and all of that good stuff. Probably not wise to try to do that from iron oxides. Unless you really, really don't mind setting up massive, massive space using setups. Just setting up some more 2x2s, don't mind me. While I casually place down my little 2x2 grids. My updated 2x2 grids out here. We're also going to be putting the robots to work. Like, I've got how many bots? Just 14,182, of which I'm using about 3K of them now. Yeah, we're going to use a few thousand more, I think, for this whole process. I should have 2 gigawatts capable of power production. That should be okay. Maybe. Ideally. Get these power poles placed. So yeah, there's lots of ideas for doing, or there's lots of potential with doing tutorials for Pyanodon's mods. Lots and lots of various different chains to do tutorials on, just in processing in general. You know, I just yesterday realized while I was setting up aluminium processing, actually, and I realized, oh crap, it uses phosphoric acid at pulp 1. Like, to get to molten aluminium, even in the really early game, you need to do phosphoric acid, so it's like, oh, I guess before I do the full aluminium video, I should probably do phosphate rocks, but you need aluminium way before you need the molten aluminium. So it's like, well, aluminium's needed in the really early game, so I sort of need to make this video first, but I will also have to reference to a video that doesn't exist yet for the phosphoric acid chain. Because that deserves its own tutorial, right? I would think that the phosphate rock processing would require or deserve its own video. Get rid of some of the stone. That was another thought that I just had. It's like, oh yeah, I completely forgot that that's a thing that even exists. Because I set it up and now I've forgotten about it because I set it up and I don't need to worry about it so much anymore until I run out of phosphate rocks, and then everything chokes and I realize, oh hey, I'm out of phosphate. Because sadly with phosphate rocks, and this processing, you can't do the infinite phosphate rocks until a much later science level. Now let's do phosphate rock. Product of phosphoric acid from bone meal, collagen, and sulfuric. Yeah, it gets locked behind. It's locked behind nanotech. You get access to this recipe really early, but it does get locked behind nanotech. Oh, hey, guess what we're making right now? Like, hey, gee, another thing, another reason for what I'm doing right now at this scale is that we've got another thing that's going to use a lot of collagen to get an infinite supply of phosphate rocks. This is, by the way, the only way to get phosphate rocks infinitely, and you're going to need phosphate rocks for these wonderful phosphorus pentasulfide to do some high-grade processing of specific things. I think nickel is one? I forget. What is Aerofloat used in zinc and nickel. Zinc and nickel, and chromium. Zinc, nickel, and chromium high-grade chains. Needs the aerofloat, which needs the phosphorus pentasulfide, which will require phosphate rocks. Which phosphate rocks, if you want to get them sustainably, is through bone meal, collagen, and sulfuric acid. But it requires bioreactors, which is locked behind nanotech, and nanotech is production science. It's purple. So definitely have to bear in mind, I'm not even at purple science yet, so I will probably hold off on those high-grade chains until after purple science, so I can do a proper phosphate rock setup to feed my Aerofloat 15. I think that's a good plan for now. Of course, that will also mean, hey, we're gonna have to set up production science at some point soon. And for reference, if I really wanted to go and complete the game, I could do so at any point. I mean, right now, doing all of this is not required. This is completely optional. Literally everything I've been doing, trying to do things sustainably, that's optional. It's doing it for the sake of doing it, and not necessarily doing it for the sake of completing the game, completing the map. I haven't ever built on this quite at this scale before in any way, shape, or form. So it's like, oh well, I guess we should have some fun. Let's keep growing. Grow! How long until 1 rocket per minute? Well, I think the challenge isn't necessarily rockets in Pyanodons. The challenge is the doing the method to produce space science, which is actually not through rockets. So, space science packs, our white science, is done in quantum computing. It is done in quantum computers and requires lots of stuff. Lots of stuff. Some of this stuff is made in particle accelerators. I was like, oh yeah, quantum dots. I know those are made in particle accelerators and nanomaterial factories and electronics factories. Ooh, interesting. And liquid helium. Yeah, let's just casually. Liquid helium. Alright. Cool. More electronics factories. Actually, looking at some of these things, it's like, I'm going to be making some of these things. Diamagnetic material is another particle accelerator. Yeah. Alright. Heavy fermion is foundries. Looks like I'm going to be needing uranium. Anyway, I shouldn't even be thinking about space science yet. That's getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. But things like rocket fuel, is fuel rods, which I can make. I can already make rocket fuel. The satellites are circuit board 3s. I mean, really, the vanilla rocket stuff hasn't really changed much. It requires intelligent units now to launch rockets. Which I guess this is the main thing that makes it more difficult. And rocket control units is circuit 3s and speed modules. It's not bad. And then LDS is super alloy. So alright, well, that's another level of complexity there for super alloy. That means you'll need your vanadium and your helium setups done. But otherwise, it's not as complex as what the actual full space science setup will be. Anyway, let's get washing. I made some notes the other day on what I need to do here, numbers of machines. So I have the over 182 soil extractors put down. I now need 192 Mark II washers. I should have sand here, but is this the most space efficient? Is this even remotely close to being space efficient? I don't think so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy one of these squares and I'm going to edit from here. Let's orient. I guess it doesn't necessarily matter how we orient. But I do need a water well for each 4. Pretty sure that's going to be required. That's why I needed 2. I can save a little bit of space if I do the sink holing of the tailings elsewhere. But I think I'm going to be perpetually in need of the extra space due to this water well. So in the end, it's probably better. Alright, what I'm going to do here is, I'm going to take that. Oh. Dang. You're facing the wrong way. I hate that it doesn't snap right. Yeah. This will be how I do this, I think. With the exception that I also need you there. And it's copy and paste, excuse me. Right. That needs to go there. Recopy, paste, 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 paste. Let's see, how many is that? 24. So you know how I said I needed like 190, what now? 192, alright, 192 divided by 24 is 8. 8. Alright. Now to figure out the tiling or how I want to do... Ooh. Let's see, I need to do it this way. So, can I interweave? Perhaps. What would this ultimately save? 1 tile. Versus just doing this. Well, as long as I can fit at least 4 in a 2x2, we're good, right? As long as at least 4 fits in a 2x2, then I can just copy the thing next door and be fine. I think I'm okay leaving the space, actually, so that is presumably 96. Now, let me shift this so that we are in line with everything else. And that should be that. Now just copy it next door, and that's the sand. Done. Slowly. Incredibly slowly. As all the buildings get built. Because it's going to take a while. I don't know if you noticed. It's going to take a while for all the buildings to get built. I sort of need to build all these Mark II buildings and stuff. Oh wow, I actually was having FPS decrease because of just all the robots, I think, here right now. Operating. Doing their business. I think that grabs everything. But yeah, when in doubt, double it. The mantra of Factorio. When in doubt, double it. I actually might not double it immediately. Because it turns out I need a 2x2 blueprint placed first. There we go. Here's my 2x2. Aligned somewhat properly. Right there. And that, as they say, is that, as lots and lots of charging needs to happen. Right. Might be of benefit to do a big charging line right around here, or right over here. In fact, that might be preferable. Just the sheer number of robots, as you can pretty clearly see. Probably going to need a lot of charging stations right up here. Yeah. This is going to come in handy. Oh, I don't... Really? Well, that's annoying. What is annoying? What is annoying is that you can't just click drag like you can when you have power poles normally. Like if you click and drag with the ghost, it just places every tile. It doesn't give you the max distance on the wires like you do when you're actually holding a power pole and are placing them. That's slightly disappointing. Now, I should also be slightly concerned about there potentially not being coverage, Roboport coverage in that one tile at the very middle, and yeah, that's what I was concerned about. There is no coverage right here. Right here. So, can I get around that? Yeah, I guess if I place a Roboport. It's right there, that's the problem, so if I place one, like, right here, it's fine. That'll cover the very middle. That's the primary weakness of my 2x2s, is that there's this one little tile, one little section right in the middle that isn't fully covered. Okay, there's all of that done. That was actually a lot less of a headache than I thought it would be. So next is 24 Mark II classifiers. Time to get classy with our classifiers. Time to get classy. Always classy. Yeah, you can see that one little area, that 2x2 actually in the middle of no construction coverage, let alone no logistics coverage. Makes me sad. 24 though is a low enough number that it is entirely reasonable. Oh, no nanobots. That's an issue. Hey, yeah, nanobots, that would be great. If you could bring me some of those. Totally requesting lots of nanobots. They are on the way! Yeah, how about actually, bringing them to me? That'd be great. I have to go restock, I guess. Classies. I do have classies, but I need 24 classies. So bring me more classies. Probably the one thing that I actually have enough of. I think I'm going to do the 2x2 anyway on the classifiers, even though I might be able to fit 24 in a 1x1, because I also think I want to use the space there for voiding of stuff, which also means I will need a lot of burners. Yes, lots and lots of burners. I need a car up here to use. And I am regretting not like having just a walking line between everything, a grid of sidewalk. Yeah, I probably should have had a grid of sidewalk to drive down. Eh, it'll be fine. We'll just walk. We'll just walk. Let's see, that's 22. Bring me the remaining stuff. I need 24. Come on, hurry it up. Hurry it up, please. Where are my bros? Bring me things. Yes, thank you for pipe, but I sort of need these guys. Hey, nanobots, they're coming. Bringing me the beautiful, beautiful poles as well. Come on, where are you? I also need to, there you go. I also need to put in the request for lots and lots of burners. Glorious, glorious burners. Yeah, 50 burners. That sounds like a plan. That sounds like a wonderful idea. I'm probably going to need more than 50 burners. Just for reference. And I also need to set up, oddly enough, I need to set up some iron smelting for the, excess amounts of the thingies here. Yeah, thingies. You guys, iron oxide. And what I'm going to do on the iron oxide is I'm going to set up a buffer warehouse. Yeah, that sounds like an idea. A buffer warehouse. Probably a couple of buffer warehouses to the point where I think I'm going to, where I think I'm going to plop down a thing here and make buffer warehouses. Yeah, that is an idea. That is a useful idea. Probably should do the whole suite, huh? Get the passive providers. Yeah, get those passive providers going, as well as requesters? Do I really want a requester warehouse? Probably not. Not a warehouse requester. That would... I don't know. I might make it anyway. But definitely want storage. Warehouses. And definitely... Alright, you know what? There's only 2 left, so let's do the other 2. You and you. Let's make them all. Make them all in a mall. Stack size, 15. 15? Is 15 okay? I think 15's okay. Doink, 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 doink. Oddly enough, I actually have the circuit 2s. Just for reference, I absolutely have the circuit 2s. Wait. I mean, I guess it makes sense that he's used steel chests on a storage warehouse, but why does none else? Why would this be the one thing that requires an extra chest? I don't know. I do not know, because I don't have steel chests on my network. I'm making steel chests because you need steel chests to make the regular logistic things. So I guess I need to, also have some going into this. In the alternative, load the excess. Now that's a better plan. After you've filled up on these guys, send the excess into here to get used for the storage warehouse. Excellent. That is a lot better, I think. Make sure that I have enough buffer warehouses. If I've placed a storage warehouse, which I haven't, alright. Still none of you. None of the others have been made yet? Oh, you don't have a... You don't have a thingy! This is likely due to my iron shortage currently. This is waiting on just regular warehouses, which... Logistic storage is 0 on regular warehouses, but I know I'm making regular warehouses somewhere. Somewhere I have warehouses. I am pretty certain of that, actually. Like, that's one thing that I'm pretty darn certain I have is warehouses. I think they're on the far right. Among the stuff over here? Maybe? I don't know anymore. I thought I had placed storehouse production. Or was it somewhere that was a terminal left that no longer became a terminal left? Had more things tacked on. Oh, right here. Right here. You are... Ah! That would be why. That explains a lot. Oops. Oops. Yeah, use this iron, thanks. That'd be ideal. That would be one of those circumstances where you might want to think about using a bigger requester chest. Yeah, that would be one of those oops moments right there. Yeah, just maybe. Oh hey, yeah, don't request that many things, thanks. Or that much iron, like why? Like, oh, I'm not producing enough iron. Well, gee, I wonder why. When you're sort of just requesting tens of thousands all at once like that. Anyway, I have my buffers, which is what I really wanted, because this is going to be a really, really interesting little setup here. Where's red wires again here? Oh, I need tinned cable. Well, fortunately, I know I have tinned cable. And I have tin. I could just grab tin directly, or I could go grab some tinned cable. I think I'm just gonna go grab some tinned cable from right here. Boink. And yeah, wires. Let there be wires. Also, what is limiting my stack inserter production? What is actually limiting my stack inserter production? Right here. Advanced small parts. Advanced small parts are all in use, limited by duralumin. That's not a lot of aluminium either. I have a feeling I know what this is actually caused by, and I think it's lack of things. Apparently, I'm also having a lack of borax, too. Alright. Pretty sure it is a lack of aluminium ore in. Hello, aluminium ore. You are not a very compact belt, now are you? You are not a very compact belt, and that would be why. So, due to the time pressure here on running out of the aluminium, is there... Alright, where is there just another good aluminium patch I can just plop and go? There's a patch right there, not that good. I think I had looked at that one, maybe. Or maybe further out. I need one of a decent size. Preferably close to the current one. So I can just extend the belt. I think I'm just gonna go here and extend the belt. Alright, car. Vehicle. I need you. I'm also probably gonna need a few more than 500. Maybe not 5,000, but, you know, just a few more. A few more belt. Let me store some stuff here. Gonna be needing that regenerative heat exchanger, actually. Don't think I need to hold on to the agitator. That singular high pressure furnace. Probably can store the Mark 1s, the FTS. For some reason, I've had concrete for a while. So I need to take care of this immediately. This is one of those little emergency situations that tends to occasionally crop up, which is going to delay things a little bit. Pretty much, I'm just going to go over, cut my... Well, pick up all of the mining drills, head on over to that other patch, run the power to it, and bring the ore line out. Fortunately, the aluminium, I was not doing the processing locally. Because in all actuality, aluminium isn't all that many steps for initial molten out of pulp 2, and you're actually going to need to get to pulp 2 in order to do circuit 2s. Because, oddly enough, pulp 2 is an ingredient in one of the components directly that makes circuit 2s directly. Which is a little strange, but anyway. Forces you to get the molten of aluminium, or at least very, very much pushes you to getting molten aluminium relatively early. Alright, so this should be 6 demining drills. This will unfortunately completely stop my production of aluminium for a brief period of time. Let's not forget to make sure that all of this is synced up. I will also definitely need to bring the iron pipe out as well. Well, the coal gas pipe. It will not be iron. It will be niobium piping along the way. Alright, let's go. Ugh, I hate all this volcanic as well. Got some iron and a couple of aluminium. I might have to use both, but we shall see. No reason not to run the belt with me as I head out here, so let's go ahead and do this. I really didn't want to have to do this now. I sort of was hoping that that the aluminium patch would last until I could set up the more permanent ground boring solution that I am working on. This is the whole point of working towards collagen, is to be able to make drilling fluid 2 and 3 before properly setting up ground boring. I do currently have the mod that I made that changes ground boring to only use lubricant, but that is only because I had already set up and was dependent on ground boring for chromium. Well, I was in a situation where I needed to set up additional chromium, and I had already planned on doing ground boring for chromium, and then it changed to needing drilling fluid instead of lubricant, and it's like, okay. So I needed to set up lubricant, or wanted to set up the drilling fluid before actually incorporating that change, but I still wanted all of the other changes of the updates to the Pi mods in the process. So I made a mod that changes it back to lubricant from drilling fluid for ground boring recipes, and that has very much come in handy thus far, but I am absolutely working towards getting infinite amounts of drilling fluid. In case you didn't know, it's possible to get infinite amounts of drilling fluid. If you haven't been following along through the entire series, my current mission is to make everything from nothing, basically. Everything that can be made from nothing should be made from nothing. Die. Should've just done this from the beginning. Just kill the rocks in the way. Kill all the rocks in the way. Alright, we're here. Welcome. Welcome to Aluminium Patch 2 and 3, I guess. I don't know if I can fit 60 mining drills on this thing, but we shall see. We'll give it the good old college try. That's 20. 30. 40. 50. 60. 60. I can count. I can count, guys! Actually, I want these 5 to be down right there. That makes things just a little bit easier, and I think... yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Please don't be a prime. Dang it, it's a prime. It won't matter, though, because this is a yellow belt. Actually, this is 5. Dang it. Dang it! Why did it have to be 5? Please, tell me I have the ability to make... Dang it! Like, now is that time where actually having a normal warehouse would have mattered. Instead I'll have to use a freaking buffer warehouse. So, it actually doesn't matter that this is a prime. Because you can do something like that as long as you have a warehouse. And loaders. How to work with loaders. Ta-da! Then powering all of this. Yeah, that sounds about right. Don't need you. Don't need you. Actually, I did need you. Need you. Need you. Think that's it? Think that covers it. Alright, good. Then, of course, there's the concept of then needing the big pole to head out. Head out to the nearest place for power, which should be right over here. Then I have to run the pipe Oh, hey, it's our good friend, the Molly. It's Molly! Hi, Molly. Nice to see ya. I'll eventually have more Molly than I could ever dream of using. Okay, now, pipe work. Yeah, you're missing pipe. I know. I know you're missing pipe. Oh, that is so convenient, actually. That's it, right? Yeah. That will cover it. Yep, everything will have access to coal gas. Alright, get in the car and head on out to that coal gas line. Unless there's a closer coal gas line. I don't think so. That's syngas, not coal gas. Yeah, I don't think there's another coal gas. So just run it somewhat parallel to my belt here. Really? Of course. Of freaking course. Alright. Yep, totally did that. Just now. That'll let me actually ride down this line. Ideally. Stupid volcanic zone also slows the car down significantly. Alright, what's the exact alignment here? Right on this tile. This tile. Alright, nanobots, do the work. Fortunately, this is the last thing I need to do, so this means I can just head on back and start working on what I need to work on today. Come on, stop finding all the rocks, please, especially when they're already marked for destruction. I hate this slowdown. Come on, break the things. At least I have enough niobium undergrounds. There we go. I might need a pump. Yeah, I'm going to grab a pump. Stick it not... should I stick it here? I guess... No, it should be closer to power. I don't know if this is even gonna, like, really work, but... Because I know I have the coal gas for this. Like, I know I have the coal gas for this. So, just stick that down and watch as... Oh, right. Yeah, that would be... That would be an error. Another one of those whoops moments. Alright, guess we are going all the way back, because I forgot undergrounds. I forgot to do my underneathies for each of the power poles. Yeah, that would help. That would help. Yeah, that would help. That would help. It's like, oh yeah, I put all the power poles down. Forgets to then put the undergrounds in across the board. Alright, that's just clearing back up, and then it should be a half red belt ultimately out. Actually, technically it's going to be a little bit more than half a belt out, because remember, I've got 20% productivity here. So I don't need 60, actually. I only needed 48. Now I'm thinking about it. 60 is going to back up once it gets to sections of yellow belt. So this actually will be backed up, oddly enough, and it will actually travel at 15. But hey, we've got the aluminium flowing again. That means we're going to have the duralumin flowing again, ideally. And that pump made sure that there's plenty of coal gas making its way through. So, time to get classy. Time to get classy. Yeah, this poor aluminium patch. It served its purpose. It was a pretty good patch while it lasted, but yeah, it's dead now. So I will get 15, full 15 in here, theoretically, once all the ore catches up. It'll take a little time for everything to catch up and go down to the bus and start processing again, getting pulp 2, getting... Oh, that means I'm not getting circuit 2s either at this point. That's what that means. It'll clear up bottleneck. Probably take about 15 minutes or so to get that all sorted. Oh, come on. Let's go. Heading back up. Because no matter what, despite the lack of aluminium that's going to happen, and duralumin that is happening, and iron that is happening, still need to progress. Yeah, robots trying to come pick stuff up out of my trash slots. Hello, buddies. Also, I just want to point out, I sort of did set up the whole aluminium chain on my tutorial file yesterday, last night even, and oh my god, that is probably like the most expensive on the outside inputs thus far to do the higher processing of aluminium. I swear it is the most expensive only because it requires nichrome. Like, it requires nichrome plates to do advanced nickel processing. Like, what? Not nickel, aluminium processing. Nichrome. You have got to be kidding me. It is used in directly high-grade alumina. Directly to get your high grade, it's nichrome. And it's not insignificant amounts of nichrome either. It's like 0.4 a second or something like that. Which is a pretty significant investment, honestly. It may not sound like a lot at 0.4, but considering the amount of nickel and chromium you need to get nichrome in the first place, that is actually a pretty significant investment to get aluminium. You're converting nickel and chrome into aluminium, more aluminium compared to the previous step. It's just, this is pretty expensive. And then for once, there's actually a difference in the reduction recipe here. It's iron oxide rather than sodium carbonate. It's usually sodium carbonate for the reduction step, not iron oxide. So you spend iron and nichrome basically in that chain. Oh hey, you're full. This like doesn't need to exist at all. It's loading as fast as it can, but it's loading faster than what's coming in, which is fine. Yeah. That's all okay. Moving along. Let's get done what I wanted to get done. Do I want to, like, keep 2K on me? Nah, let's make the request, like, 1K. 1,000 units of belt. Sounds lovely to me. Also, you there. Gosh, I said that, and the first thing that pops to mind is, Hocus Pocus. The movie, Hocus Pocus. It's like, you? There! The most random of things. The most random of randomest things. Are you empty? No, you are Tholen chlorine. Alright. Good to know. Auto-saving. Let me see. How are things going? Up here. How goes it? The chests are full and ready to go. Ready to meet a demand that doesn't currently exist. Because remember, I'm building for a potential output, not an actual demand that currently exists. So I'm building to have excess so that I don't have to worry about when I do demand the full like 18 per second collagen. I know that I have the infrastructure to actually feed that whole 18 per second of collagen, even if I won't need 18 anytime soon. Oh, and also, I don't think I've mentioned yet this stream that I should have mentioned this really early on from the very beginning. I'm at 49 followers out of 50, folks, on Twitch. One more follow puts me at the minimum for the wonderful and glorious affiliate status. So just for reference, one follow from affiliate right now. Just one more. That's all that's needed. One more that needs to be maintained but by the time I get up to 3 average views. Which, that's probably gonna be a while. Just, yeah, point of reference, that's probably gonna be a while. You there. Oh, you aren't placed. Never mind. Classifiers, are you annoying on your hitbox? Or your actual box? No? Alright, that's the spacing. You don't happen to need, like, water in, do you? Nope. Ooh, I can fit 2 more. 24, right? Well, that's 12. How do I... Or how must I... do these outputs? I'm gonna need filter inserters. I have filter inserters. Are filter inserters going to be enough? No, I need a filter stack. Do I have filter stacks hanging around down here? I have stacks, but do I have filter stacks hanging about? I do have a stack of filter stacks. Good. Bring me my stack of filter stacks. Please. That would be very appreciated. Wait, what? Why does it say... Oh, because I'm not in my network right now. That would be why. Yeah, here they come. Filter stacks! Speaking of which, I should have filter stacks somewhere pinned. So, there's 24. Yeah. Like, pretty sure I can fit all that in a 1x1. Pretty sure I could fit all that in a 1x1. But I wanted all of the extra space here for voiding of things. It's also going to take a while for these stack inserters, filter stacks, to arrive. Why do I need filter stacks? I need filter stacks because a filter stack inserter will be used for the output of the gravel from these classifiers. It produces at 8 per second. And I believe a filter stack can move at least that much, or stack inserter in general should be able to move at least that much from chest to chest, which is basically what we're doing here. A production building counts similarly to a chest. It should be treated as such. Where is my bookmark for inserters? There we go. Bookmark to the wiki for inserters. Chest to chest. Chest to chest. Cap bonus of what now? What is my stack size here? 5. Stack size is 5. That means it's a cap bonus of 3 right now. And even if it moved only 4, it would be a 9.23 per second. So, yeah. 1 is good. 1... It is able to move more than 8 items per second, which is great. Okay, now that I know, stack inserters are awesome that way. Let's head on back up. Now that I have these stack inserters, I don't really need to constantly hold on to them. Same with the filters as well. I probably don't need to constantly hold on to those. I do, however, want to constantly hold on to the long-handeds, just in case. That's probably one that should be requested at all times. I'm tempted to remove the module requests, but I do use modules, so... Speaking of using modules, probably would want to use my efficiencies on everything across the board, but just I'll manage just fine. Okay. So, requester chests. Do I want to do this way? No. Let's take the light time into account and say, hey, give me like 3k each. So I need 2 because each classifier is like 40, and 40's greater than 30. So these are limited to 30 on their throughput, so I need 2, clearly. And then the filter stacks. I'm going to go ahead and just use filter stacks across the board. Bear in mind that it is a 50% chance on the output of the iron oxide. Therefore, it is only 1 per second on the iron oxide here. I don't actually have the filter stacks on my hotbar. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Gravel's gonna get a regular. The others are going to get active. Looks like I need to put in a request as well for active. Right, so you are obviously going to be gravel, and then you can be iron oxide, and then the last one is powdered, not powdered, but crushed quartz. Crushed quartz. Where is crushed quartz? I see ore. Quartz ore. Powdered. Crushed. There we go. Crushed quartz. I'll need a place to process that quartz into glass and then void excess. And then clearly, once I do get non-zero power, let's get some non-zero power. Let's do this way. I very likely do not have enough filter stacks. Just gonna throw that out there. But it should be safe to actually replace that one. Probably actually safe to replace both, now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway. Pretty sure that a regular fast inserter can move over 4 items per second at the moment. Oh, the whole thing could be shifted up by 2 tiles, but I'm just gonna go with it like so. Alright, they can move. Still need stuff because we are waiting on the placement of these roboports. That should be within range. Like, I'm just going to point out, is it not? Is it not? Oh my gosh, it isn't. Are you kidding me? It's not in range. I could have sworn. I could have sworn that it was in range, but I'm hovering over my alerts. If it was in range, it should be on my alerts, whether or not it's missing. Ay, 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 ay. That is so incredibly disappointing. Like, you don't even understand. That is so incredibly disappointing. Oh, hi. Why are there thingies missing power? One moment, please. So, yeah, I need to fix some stuff. Yes, more charging, please. I currently am in need of 70 charging stations. Yeah. So, how do I actually fix this? I don't even, at this point, I just don't even, like... Like, the issue is that these are 3x3s and not 2x2s. So it's like, oh, if I place something... I guess I have to. I have to do this. I have to do that. Nah, you vote for quick hack. Nah. Nah. Let's see, why exactly... Because you are not actually connected to the grid. That explains it. Alright. Okay, folks. Charge it! Be like the Flintstones and charge it! Wow, that I haven't seen in a long time. John Goodman, Flintstones movie. Well, we're doing fine on the power, at least. Anyway, you. I've got a few robots working, by the way. I don't know if you noticed. I've got a few actively working. Yeah, that and that. So yet again, I have to change my 2x2, by the way. 'Cause that is highly annoying. And it also means that, I think that it has this exact problem on the 1x1 as well. Wait a minute. Yeah, that is within. That just looks awkward. I don't know if I set it right. Doesn't look like it, actually. Looks like I messed things up anyway. Oh well. I put roboports every tile. Yeah. I just need them here, because that's the, issues in the middle. Somehow. Somehow there's ended up being an issue in the middle. It isn't an issue, by the way, down here. Because we have the older style providing the extra roboport coverage. Ay, ay, ay. And won't that mean that there's a similar... No, there's not a similar issue. Once I take care of this, it can actually complete upward. Yeah, because this can hit here. This can hit here, but why can this... If this can hit that, why can this not hit that? Logically, this wouldn't be able to hit this, right? Yeah. This doesn't hit this. But this hits this. and this hits this. So what we end up with is this can't hit this, and this down here can't hit this. So when they are building up, they get to that point where if I can do the ones here, everything works. I don't run or scream, actually. Actually, I haven't run, really, like actually run, since losing that 170 some odd pounds that I've currently lost. Like, I haven't really had a good run at my current weight. I don't even know how easy it is anymore. It should theoretically be a little bit easier than when I was 366 pounds. Just a tad. Just a tad. Well, ideally, you know, maybe Pyanodon will, you know, watch the stream, look at how literally mental this is, and, maybe tweak things a little bit. Knowing Pyanodon would make it even harder. Make it even more mental. Gosh, all the bees flying and buzzing. How many are working? Oh, all of them. Literally all of them are out and about. Yeah, I think I need a few more charging stations, placed. Literally every single one is, working. And that is 100% because they are, a lot of them are stuck charging. A lot of them are stuck charging. And that is the problem. The problem. Now, does the 1x1 have the same problem? I think the 1x1 also... No, the 1x1 doesn't, or at least shouldn't, have this problem. I don't think, because it gets a RoboPort right here that covers the next. So this is a problem exclusively with the 2x2 setup. Just because I have the charging station in the corner. Primarily because I have that charging station in the corner. I don't know, maybe the 2x2 needs to have something extra about it. Don't know. Needs some tweaking. Regardless, I've got 14,447 Logibots, all of which are working. Every last one of them is in flight right now. I knew I would need a few to, do the soil to sand. I knew I would need a few to do soil to sand, but yeah, it seems like it's a few more than what I currently have. Correction, I need a little bit more charging than what I currently have. Granted, this line is still being placed over here. This line of charging stations. So not all of these 28 are actually here yet. But it looks like I should do something like that. I'm actually looking for power pole stuff and that. Yes, robots are free. That's why I have 14,000 of them. They are free. As is the, or as are the charging stations. Charging stations are also free. I'm actually going to just shift-click and place a bunch here as well. Do all the things. Give me all the stuffs. Let there be stuff and things. Probably would be a good idea to also have a line of charging, like, right in here. Like, right in here. Separating. That'd be great. That would be most ideal. Most ideal. Alright, that would help. But now I am short. Huh. Not perfectly aligned. Eh. I'm just trying to cover a slight issue at the moment. Let's see. Alerts. 250 something charging stations cannot currently be placed because I need more. I am also apparently lacking over 80 stack inserters. And like 14 roboports, over 30 sinkholes, and yeah, over 100 each of the Mark II soil extractors and washers. That's my alerts. I am blocking the alerts, and for you folks to see the alerts, so I have to speak them out. And it's fluctuating. I don't know why it's fluctuating like that, but anyway. As the roboports slowly get placed, we'll get more and more alerts. Yeah, that's a few, I think, moving soil. Sad part is they don't change what charging station they're trying to charge at ever. Even if a free one becomes available, they don't change it. No, not at all. 200 hours! We have officially hit 200 hours on this save. 200 hours, not even at production science yet. Yeah, kitty. Not even at production science yet, 200 hours in. Let's see, let's try and force the production of more charging stations. because I've sort of queued up like 200 of the things, over 200 of the things. So, charging stations are actively being made. Oh hey, it's our friend, the aluminium plates. Yeah, I think it might be that time, folks, to stop making aluminium tiles. I think it might just be that time. Oh hey, look, it's... oh. It is non-zero aluminium. Where are you going? Oh, you're actually finally catching up. You are used a lot here, right. Non-zero aluminium plates. How much am I losing to tiles? A lot, actually. So, time to kill the aluminium tile production. As sad as it is, I don't really have the time to be wasting here, waiting on the warehouse to fill. Whatever the heck this is. How far down is this? Here. I mean, yeah, warehouse still has a long way to go. Like, a long way to go. So I'm just gonna kill it. Kill the input of the plates. Technically, I should probably think about doing a better aluminium process. Yeah, entirely. Output right, please. Keep all of this beautiful aluminium going. Because, hey, we've got a full throughput yellow belt of ore in. Isn't that lovely? Full throughput yellow belt of ore in. It's glorious. Absolutely glorious. Uses lots of lime. Plenty of lime gets used in this. And a fair old amount of phosphoric acid. To get pulp 1, and then pulp 2 is being made elsewhere. Was it pulp 1 or 2 that was used in the recipe? I think I said that pulp 2 was used in the recipe. I think I was wrong. In the circuit 2 chain. Might have been pulp 1. Beautiful Nexlet line there. Think I have Nexlet, guys. Think I have an Nexlet. And I think I have glass, too. Did I mention something about this providing me with inordinate amounts of glass? As well? Like, oh hey, I think I'm gonna have some glass soon. Very soon. I think I calculated out that... oh right, yeah, I did calculate this out. Each one of those Mark II classifiers is the equivalent output. I think it's 4 per second on the crushed quartz per Mark II classifier. Let's have a look at that recipe again. Because if it's... yeah, it's 4 per second. So, 3 per second is the crushed quartz output from a yellow belt of quartz ore. 3 per second is the amount of crushed ore you get, of crushed quartz you get, from a full yellow belt of quartz ore. I have 24 of these. And each of these is 1.5 yellow belts equivalent of ore. So that's the equivalent of 36 yellow belts of quartz ore in. I have enough quartz, guys. Like, I'm not going to ever run out of glass. I think my glass issues are solved at this point in time. Like, I don't think I really had glass issues before. If I didn't have those issues before, I sure as heck don't have them now. The only unfortunate part of this is that if I wanted to actually make glass, I would at minimum have to spend coal gas, which I have infinite amounts of, actually. Like, not worried on coal gas. Coal gas I can make, that's really easy, but it's getting everything else I wanted to do even further processing. So I think actually I have so much production on this quartz that I don't need to do advanced processing for glass. Why would I need to do that? I have an extreme overabundance of this crushed quartz. I could directly process crushed quartz into glass plates and still have more glass plates than I would ever need. Because 36 yellow belts, that's 540 ore per second equivalent. 540 ore per second equivalent of the quartz ore as crushed that you get, that I will be getting from this process. From sand! From beautiful and glorious sand, directly. No need whatsoever to do ground boring of quartz. Like, if you ever thought that you might need to do ground boring for quartz, nah. Nah. Nah, no, don't even bother. It is not even remotely required to ground bore quartz. And as far as I'm aware, quartz ore, excuse me, quartz ore itself this one, no? Anyway, quartz ore I don't think is used in anything else, like as an individual ingredient. So, yeah, that's a thing. That is a thing. Roboport? Ah, I'm officially lacking in Roboports. Right, I was going to actually replace with Mark II my charging station production. Switch it out to a Mark II factory. Because right now I have it on a regular old tiny assembling machine. Standard first level assembling machine, making these things really slowly. So let's not make them really slowly. That would be most ideal. you. I'm almost... Oh. About to say I'm almost out of inserters. No, I'm not. Now, I know I have everything else. Like, I have 28 grand circuit board ones. Apparently, in my logistics network, I have plenty of aluminium for these. And I should absolutely have the copper. In fact, you know what? Let's actually increase these requests a little bit. Get more dudes flying around, sending it out. Yeah, I really should have a stack inserter here. Or another thingy. That'd be great. Yep. And then... that many, please. So slowly but surely I'll reduce my like 250 that I'm currently requesting. Alright, let's start thinking about how we're going to avoid a lot of this crap. I need to think about how to avoid it, and I also need to set up the creosote and the tar. Oh gosh, just thinking about this is, we might not actually see stone wool today. That is so sad. I was... like, today was supposed to be strictly about finishing, straight up finishing stone wool. But, don't think that's actually gonna happen. I should move these over here and use this for something else, I think. I think I might do that at some point. Not now, but some point. Heading on up. And buffer warehouses. So, this was the point of the buffer warehouses, would be keeping things moving. Allowing me to keep things moving. So I'll place that up there, I'll place that down here. You are... let's start with the quartz. You're gonna request all of my crushed quartz that is currently made. Oh, I'm actually classifying! We are classy! We are classifying and making glorious things. So that's gonna grab those. Don't know if that's gonna be the position yet. Now, how much per second is there? Oh, you know, just casually 96. That's, let's call that 4 red belts. So I need 4 thingies. Okay, actually, you know what? There we go. 4 by 30 is 120, so that should be enough. So now I have to void all of this. Now, a burner... I have a blueprint for this. A burner... Where is it? Good questions are good. You. I need to upgrade these to be red belts. And then is that needed there, per se? And I think one of these, what is the... output? I forget. This is fuel. Let's not have that be fuel. Let's have that be fuel. Request all my fuel temporarily. $1.33, so 15, no, 30. Is 23 burners. Let's say 24, so that means 12 of these setups per belt. That's half. For reference, that's half. Uh, 18 minus 6 is 12, because remember, the one in the middle does not actually process any ore. The one in the middle doesn't process ore, so what I'm going to do here is a little thing known as copy-paste. Right there. Excuse me? I said copy-paste. Right there. Yep. That does it. And then, you know, casually, I need 4 of these. You know, just casually, I need 4 of these. 2. 3. And 4. Ta-da! Oh, you didn't... Huh? Wait, what? Ah, dang it. That's one of those oops moments. Alright. Please let me undo, 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 undo. Yep, that's what needs to be undone. All of it, because I messed up somewhere. I'm apparently out of nanobots. That's not good. I think I messed up somewhere anyway. Did I? Wait. Yeah, I did, and there's a reason. It's because this missed the frickin' inserters. That's why things were off. Because the inserters were off. Oh, and then... Alright. Let's get this right. Let's actually get this right, and then... Copy. Probably a better idea to shift over a little bit. Paste. And paste. And paste some more. Okay. You are aligning. That much is certain. You are aligning. And you are aligning. So I think it's pretty clear that this will not probably live here. Yeah, so that's how you, that would be how to void that much quartz. Why am I not processing it into actual glass immediately? Just 'cause. I should be able to siphon off enough of it when I need it. By the way, where are all of my nanobots? Please. Maybe give me an extra lot. An extra lot. Construction bots coming in, doing their business. How's the energy? Hey, we're 1.2 gigawatts. Cool. Is this like a planned out thingy? It is, and since I have the thingy here, that actually fixes everything. I just need actually, it's just the one roboport that I need that fixes the entire 2x2 issue. Whoops. There we go. Not like I'm doing any more another 2x2 here or here. I'm gonna have 1x1s going forward. Unless I want to start landfilling another lake, which, yeah, that's probably not such a good idea. Oh, really? They can't get here. So I do need to do that as well. Because, yeah, that can't reach there. And if that's not there, they can't reach that one either. They can't reach either of these two. Interesting. So I do need the ones in the dead center. Yeah, that's a lot of quartz. That's a lot of crushed quartz you've got there. That is a lot of crushed quartz you've got there. At least I know I have the coke to feed this. Alright. Next. It's 24 per second on the iron oxide. Bring me iron oxide, please. In fact, yeah, let's make it that much. Now this is where I'm going to want to think a little bit more about how I am outputting. Because here I want to do advanced foundries. Hot air based. So, alright, 2 of these will be enough to process all of it into plates with a little bit of hot air. So 2 of these plus the one that I need for the actual hot air with a regenerative heat exchanger, which I have. And I should have. I don't have. Alright. It's like, and I should have stone brick, and I don't have stone brick. Wonderful. Stone brick. Not stone brick. Hot. Hot stone brick, please. From hot stone brick. Also, pumps. Wait. No pumps? No pumps? That is sad. Oh. Right, I need to power that. No pumps. Pumps? Whoops. Let's see, so 17.14. Yeah, I'm going to loader this up. Power. Also, it's gonna loader out into beautiful chests. So, what happens if these get filled with iron? Well, obviously it starts to back up on the iron oxide, so then I have to deal with the extra iron oxide. How will I deal with the extra iron oxide? That is the question, and that is where a splitter here comes into play. Now, this means that I'm always gonna be doing something with my iron oxide, and I don't want that. Like, actually, that is something I don't want. No, what I want is some inserters that will only output when there's, say, more than 5k in here, whatever. So, you... So, when iron oxide is greater than 5,000. They all have green lights because we're greater than 5,000. So then power and power and power. Now I'm going to assume that this many inserters is going to give me the full red belt on the output. And then the rest, well, the rest will be voided. And we know what that looks like now at this point. I'm actually going to move this over a little bit. In fact, I'm going to move it all the way over to here. And I should have these now. Excuse me? Excuse me? Really? A construction bot stole my Mark II Advanced Foundry when I did that cut and paste. Wow. Rude. That's so very rude. Sorta need that to get my extra iron going, you know? And then, of course, it's a matter of... I guess I'll place it out here. We can have some overlap, that's fine. And there's the destruction, the voiding of the excess. All the excess will die. It's glorious. Guess I don't have enough red belt in storage at the moment to place this much. This is a lot of belt. Just for reference, this is a lot of belt. A lot of red belt. Ah, good. You are functional. I'll take half of that back, thanks. You are moving, which means you are moving. And we are excellent. Oh, yay. Yay! We were a little bit bottlenecked on iron, so now there's gonna be a lot less of a bottleneck on iron. It's glorious. Glorious, glorious. Couple birds with one stone there. Yeah, and I can just, like, siphon off one of these lines with a priority splitter to just make glass. It's not a problem if I wanted to just make glass out of that instead of void it. But since I'm not currently limited by glass, I am limited instead by lots of other things. Significantly lots of other things. Besides glass, I am not too worried about it. Of course, none of this will operate at its maximum potential until all of these buildings have been produced and been placed. Currently sitting on needing 151 soil extractors and 137 washers, as well as 36 burners, 95 stack inserters, and still 16 more charging stations, which it appears as if our charging woes have been taken care of up there. Now, I will also note that currently all of the robots are still in use because of this here. I want to stop that, actually. Actually, I don't want that. In fact, I don't want that to be a passive provider chest. I want that to be a buffer chest. Because I don't think that buffer chests move between each other. Right? They don't provide to each other. They shouldn't be able to do that, so making this a buffer chest, well, I don't want the other buffer chest to receive this stuff, but I do want the stuff that I am requesting to use things from buffers, so I have to go around to the locations that have requests for iron oxide. There shouldn't be a lot, it should just be limited to, It's limited exclusively to... Why am I blanking? Pyrite. Pyrite production for solar panels. Right. That's what it's limited to. That's, I think, the only thing currently on the network that demands iron oxide, so doing this little change shouldn't make things too awfully terrible. If I go to... Well, step 1 is replace the chest. That is step 1. Replace the chest there so that my dudes stop. And I'll just let it passively fill. And then I have to find the pyrite. Where is the pyrite? Should be right next to my solar panels. Should be right next to my solar panels, which should be somewhere nearby. There's the solar panels, there's the pyrite. So you guys officially get to request from buffer chests. 'Cause I'm pretty sure those are the other things using iron oxide at this point. Iron oxide, what are you used for? Am I requesting iron oxide for the ferrite? I think so. It has a xylenol. Oh, right, that crap recipe. Alright. That load of garbage, hot garbage, of a recipe. Whoa! Hello! It's full! I did not think I would see the day that the circuit board 2 chest would be full. Straight up full. It's full. Anyway, ferrite. Follow this. Ferrite. Do I request? I don't. I don't. Ooh, now here's a problem. I didn't think that this would be a problem, but this is a problem. If I'm backed up on ferrite, right? That means I back up on... please tell me that I managed to dodge this issue. I think I have dodged this issue. So if I back up on ferrite because I'm backed up on circuit 2s, I can end up backing up on the byproduct iron oxide from my rare earth oxide production. So I could end up theoretically clogging the rare earth oxide production if I need it for anything else other than circuit 2 stuff, which I don't currently do, but I will later. But I've already taken care of it because the excess goes up into this buffer chest, and yeah, it should be fine. Should be fine. Don't quote me on that. Should be fine. Otaku Showboat 2019. Too late. Already quoted. What to do for 13 minutes? Oh, that's a good question. So, stone wool. I need creosote. Have I set up the creosote yet? I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't think I have set up the creosote. I did this thing. Why are you folks not moving? You are bad. Bad, bad. Bad, bad boy. Bad, 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 bad boy. Bad, bad, bad boy. Bad, 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 bad. Bad, 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 bad. Channeling my inner Mars attacks. Anyway. So, I need a bunch of tars. How many do I need? That is the next question. I need 1350 tar from 5 tar blocks. Okay. 5 additional tar blocks. Here. How long until Mark 4 is the base standard? I'll get back to you on that. Also, this is like real bad. Wait a minute. Did I? Right. Yeah, goodbye. I need to, let's do some minor modifications. Just need a few modifications here to make sure everything runs smoothly. There we go. That should take care of things. Little funny that this is here when it doesn't need to be. Same there. Ay. How am I going to grab the stuff? Alright, I'm going to have that as a blueprint as I go over here. Because I need to pre-modify a few things. Pre-modification. This shouldn't take more than a couple minutes because it's literally just a paste. But I do have to remove these and that. These and that. Oh. I guess that actually does... align it for me. That is handy. Yep, that is actually handy. I'm glad I kept the, well, part of me is happy that I got the, like, the power pole and roboports and the charging station in this copy because it lets me know what I need to remove. So that's what, 3... 4... 5 things making tar. And then I really hadn't wanted to do anything down in this line, but I think I'm going to have to anyway. Down in here would be the ideal place to start doing the tar processing units. How many tar processing units? 22. Huh? Yes, I know I'm building this a little bit differently than usual. Actually going to move this 1 tile over. That's going to be 1 thingy. How many per second on the creosote was it? I thought it was just under 1 or 1200, like 900 and something. So what makes this convenient is that, well, A, it's just a little bit more than what I need. B, there's no outside, like, solid stuff, so I can actually compact this pretty well. But having this here means I can have my 2 independent lines of tar here. Now what I'm also going to do is be a little bit naughty and use a fluid thingy. Fluid container thingy. Yes, a tank. A tank. I'm going to use tanks. Glorious tanks. For this. I'm gonna plop that right there. Because I'm gonna have 2 that are inputs and then 2 that are outputs. Or not. Or not. Alright, so that'll be that. Here come the Constructo bots. And there's the piping. For now. Still have to hook up all the things. Hi. Hello, kitty. Now to get all the... Yes, you realize there's only like 4 minutes left, right? Before I'm, like, leaving, kitty? He has entered my lap. He has entered my lap. He's like, oh, now's a great time to sit on the lap. Yes. Yes, it is. It is a fantastic time. I did not end up grabbing... I did not end up actually grabbing the rather important thingies. That actually connect to these. together. But that's fine. I'm gonna end up finishing this setup now. Because you can see how convenient it is that I can take exactly half and just go with it. I can take exactly half and do exactly that. And we're done. Isn't it beautiful? And there you have how to do shite tons of creosote. Literal metric shite tons of creosote. Then I guess it's just a matter of, oh, God, that's a lot of furnaces. Guess we're doing that here. Yeah, I got. Oh, but we're doing. We're doing the gravel here. Oh, that's. Okay, so I guess I'm doing it here. Yeah, you're leaving now? You're leaving? Alright, well. Next time is actually when I'll finish the gravel. So. Or the stone wool. And you know what? As soon as that stone wool is finished, that is like the final ingredient here. I can actually get my Zapier going. And once the Zapier is going, I will need a block of actual Zapier rendering. So I think next time is going to be Zapier rendering for the most part. Depends on how long it takes to actually finish these logistics, because I will need to get creosote from here. From here up to here. As well as, you know, have the requests for the gravel and whatever else I need. High pressure furnace for stone wool from gravel. And yeah, all of the coke. So I have to get everything powered as well. I have to power all of this. All of this needs power and it needs to move. Yeah, since so I will therefore dedicate the next stream to just finishing my fixing of the 2x2s. Yeah. But I need 125 of these. For reference, I need 125 of these. Should fit in a 2x2. Definitely does not fit in a 1x1. So what got done today? Well, today was supposed to be about executing the actual stone wool and finishing the stone wool, but sort of got a little bit sidetracked by an emergency, which was the necessity of moving the aluminium over to here, which, hey, I'm actually backed up, apparently. I am apparently backed up on my aluminium processing. Why? Don't know. Oh, it probably because I am backed up on the actual aluminium plates now. So all of it must be going into duralumin, right? Anyway, I had to fix that, but also managed to do proper setup of the sand production today. Got the sand down, and then got the classies going. Got our classifiers going. So, officially making all of the gravel now. And am converting iron oxide back into plates. Beautiful and glorious plates. So many glorious plates that I'm using all of at this point in time. Although it is being limited by that, so I'll need to fix that. Now you can afford to make the aluminium tiles again. Ha ha ha! No. No, I've got enough aluminium tiles, I think, for now. What I could do is I could place more, extend all out here. How are my robots doing? I am actually using all 14,755 of my Logibots still, and I don't think that it's a limitation of lack of charging points. I think I am legitimately now using all of my Logibots. They all have legitimate work. 14 grand of them. So I'm probably gonna need a few more Logibots. Probably gonna need a few more Logibots slash try and work on upgrading the Logibots at some point. But yeah, we shall see. We shall see. I have lots of work to do. That will be next week, though. With that, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been Otaku Showboat, and if you're watching the VOD on YouTube, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and if you are so inclined, head on over to twitch.tv/OtakuShowboat to leave a follow and turn on notifications to be reminded when I go live Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., provided I'm still alive after this Hurricane Dorian passes through and gives us tropical storm force, wind and rain this weekend. That's on tomorrow, actually, once it goes through. That's probably not going to be so fun. You can also look forward to more of the tutorial series going forward. Again, unless we are without power tomorrow out here, that would not be fun. But yeah. Anyway, I do hope that if power does go down, that it will be back for our Sunday stream. So I hope to see you all then.